Okay, good morning, all of you. I think everyone came. Okay, we'll start now. There's a car of mass m1. And there's a table. There's a table. It moves in a circle on a fixed horizontal table. A string is connected and attached to block of mass m2. There's a block m2. So here, okay, read the question. I'll come for this. There's a block. There's a car. There's everything is a car. It's telling, and there's a block. There's a string. You can convert this everything into plain diagram. It'll be easy for you. So here there's a table. The string will pass through that particular gap. I'm just showing the rough. So here is what the car. No need of answers. Wait for it. Wait for it. No need to place. I have to check chart again and again. Please wait. Huh? No need to put the answers. So this is the string. So here all that setup is not being shown. So here I can show it all. Is that okay now? Why don't you draw diagrams rather than guessing answers everything? Why don't you draw diagrams? Try to learn something. No? Okay, this is about the platform. Okay, the blue color is what? The platform. Okay, there's a pulley is there. So this is the pulley where the rope will pass over a pulley. Okay, got this one no? What are the forces that will be acting? M2G. The tension T. Here string will become taut. Here the tension will act here. And what is the state of car? Car, it is moving in circular path. It is moving in a circular path. Here I think I can't show. There I'm showing this one. So it will be like this, roughly. Oh, there's a table. A hole is made inside the table. Through that what happens? The string will pass over it. Now, what is find the ratio of maximum to minimum. So it is having a constant speed. The speed of that will be constant. So here, that V will be tangential to the circular path, no? On the circular path, the car will have speed V, that one. It moves with a constant speed V. Now, shall we call this is like a, how the tension will act here? The tension should act in this direction. When it is minimum, so how the pseudo force should act in this direction? I'll call this is minimum. Then how the friction will be acting in this direction. Able to make it out? This will be our what is sir? Where is R minimum? I'm not saying this is R minimum. Fine. Why you should call R minimum? And there's a limiting friction. What friction that is acting is a limiting friction. So this is a normal contact. This will be mg. If I further increase angular velocity, so what is omega? What is v equal to? V equal to r omega it is. V is a constant given. So if I further increase the angular velocity, so what will happen to the block? So here it will, the friction what happen will start decreasing, and if I keep on increase r at one particular point what happen, the pseudo force will be such that the block is about to slip towards right. No, here it is about to slip towards left here. Then at equilibrium, so this will be T minus m2g equal to 0. What about the, for the forces here, m1 omega square r minimum plus fl minus t equal to 0. So m1 omega square r minimum, this will be mu m1g, t is m2g. So it's asking expression for r minimum. So r minimum should be equal to m2 minus mu m1 g by m1 omega square. We don't know omega. Omega is what? V by r. Okay, this will be the r minimum value. Now I'll increase the radius. As I increase radius, what will happen to the pseudo force? This will increase, and at one particular point, the pseudo force is such that it will, the limiting friction will act towards left. Agree this condition? The same diagram, the same diagram.
Sir, what is R over there, sir?
Radius is there in the diagram, no?
But the radius is varying, right, sir? Omega should also vary, right?
No. Try to understand the question. You're not understanding. First, read the question once. Read the question. Okay, no. In this case, the friction should act. So here the pseudo, here the, this is R max, I'll call it. The friction here will act in this direction.
Sir, sir, shouldn't it be R minimum square?
M omega square R, no? What is the pseudo force?
Sir, no, sir, in the last equation. Highlighted one, sir. In this case, radius is minimum, right, sir?
Okay, wait. Yeah, some correction I'll make it. V square is R, no? So that should be R minimum. One R minimum will cancel out. I should substitute that value, no? Yeah. Okay, now we have to solve it. This should be equal to M2. One more step. I'll go for simplification. This will be R minimum square by M1 V square. So therefore this R minimum will be equal to M1 V square by M2 minus mu M1G. Okay, all of you know? This will be our answer.
Sir?
Could be R maximum.
the minimum. So now I'll increase the radius. We'll see final. I'll adjust what actually thing. I'll increase the radius. Now the frictional force will be acting towards left here because see, V is a constant. So omega equal to V by R, that one. So the value of omega now in this second case will be this much here. Now you write the equation again, check now. So what is the basic condition here? So let me proceed like this. So equating again, T minus M2G. So some other, there's a situation, then equate here, M1 omega square R max. Here only we'll write omega, it'll be better. Is equal to minus T minus FL equal to 0. What is omega? V equal to R max by omega, no? So omega equal to V by R max. V by R max. T is what? M2G minus mu M1G. So this will be the R max. So expression for this M1 V square by R max is equal to M2G plus mu M1G. So R max equal to now look at the value here. Which one is R minimum, which is R max? So this is mathematically. Now we should interpret it properly. Yeah?
Sir, it is reverse.
This is some situation occurred. Is it which one I should make it R minimum, which one I should make R max? This is what actually one has to analyze here. All of you getting the idea? Just we have assume one situation like, so now the pseudo force is such that because here or mv square r you can write it, solve either way. So which one I should call R minimum, which one I should call R max? First one R max.
Yes, sir.
First one, if omega were there, omega max would have been that one. So here is asking R max, R minimum. V max, it would have been that particular thing. Maximum speed, minimum speed. All of you are getting this one? Nothing wrong. Say like at the end you cross check it. So here what happened? I'll go for this. This should be the R max value. The last answer, what happened, will help us to interpret the problem. Nothing wrong. Okay, fine. Yeah, this will be. This should have been R max. Initially, if it flashes for you, okay, fine, well and good. But so nothing wrong. In the end, you look at the mathematics and at least you have to make correction here.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, once can you tell why did the direction of friction change, sir?
Because the pseudo force will vary, you know. The pseudo force will vary. We already discussed in the friction chapter, no?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And now same thing. What is the maximum minimum speed? R, I'll fix it. What is the maximum minimum speed? That's the same problem. Some of you are that direction of friction you are asking, no? Let me give another example. I'll give one more example. Same problem. So what I do is like there's a platform. What is the maximum minimum speed of the car for which no slipping occurs for the car? So in the rotating frame, we just did in rotating frame. Any frame, the equations will be same almost. Okay, now the same problem. What is the maximum and minimum speed I'm asking here with which the toy car can rotate? Here R is a fixed. Take it like R is the fixed here. No? What is the maximum and minimum speed? So first let me give the maximum speed. I think the diagram you must able to analyze here. So it is actually VM is the maximum speed I'm putting here. No. So let me give parallelly both the diagrams. Analyze now clearly. So this is the minimum speed. So first as usual the tension T will balance M2G. Tension will balance M2G. Okay, no. In both the cases how pseudo force will act, or so like a centrifugal force will act away from it. Now you should tell me what is the direction of friction in both the cases. The best problem is what I'm introducing here. Those who didn't understand the first one, at least try to analyze in the second situation. What should be the direction of friction? First minimum, let's say that the car is going to revolve in a circular path with a minimum speed. And then what is the direction of friction? Shall I take the direction of friction towards left? So here the tension T and T. Here the tension T and this is T. Question not explained, they didn't give clear diagram. I can write equation this T equal to M2G in the ground frame. And for block M1, I'm just taking pseudo force, or in both in the ground frame, you can write it. There's not that everything you should do that one. You can do by, already we did in laws of motion chapter, no? Okay, come for this one. Anybody, the direction of friction. Here the pseudo force is such that it's minimum, no? So the direction of friction, I'm going to take it in this direction here. This is the direction of friction. What about here? The direction of friction here will be in this direction. Now this is very important problem where the idea of the friction, you'll get that one. So can I rotate with the car, can it move with a speed where the friction will be zero? Yes, it can happen. If the tension equal to just centripetal force or the tension balances centrifugal force, the friction can be zero also. Similarly, what we did in friction, kept on inclined plane, maximum, minimum for the same condition here. Why maximum speed? Friction should be like that. If I increase the speed of car, if it is more than this value, then the block open will shift towards right. If the speed of car is more than this, the block will shift towards right. Again, some of you, sir, what is this? There's a circle, there's a block or a car, it is moving with a speed, there's a thing and there's a string. So the plane diagram, if you take it, no, so these are the ways in which it is acting. There's a tension, there's a speed. Here is what? The FL. Okay, got this one. So when you look at only the block, no, this is what happens here. All of you, now write down the equations. Just you have to equate things, no, and you calculate. So shall I go for, you do calculation? And similarly, same thing you can show for this block. The friction will be towards right here. So at minimum speed, the friction FL will be towards right, maximum speed this one. This problem in two ways are there. I'll write down the equation. So later on you calculate. Equal to 0. Here I just took the rotating frame. I'm standing on the rotating frame. I'm writing this equation. For the block M2, I'm just standing on the ground. I'm writing T equal to M2G because it is somewhere related to ground vertical. No? So it is exactly at the axis. This is point O. So this should be equal to T plus FL minus M1. In this case, T minus M2Z 0. T minus finish off. So like that you'll get the maximum and minimum speed. Okay, fine. Just it's a very good problem. Now we'll go for read the question. I'll magnify it. The diagram shows a rod which starts rotating with angular acceleration alpha about vertical axis passing through one of its end A. I'll give some better diagram. Read the question. Meanwhile, I'll finish off the diagram. There's a vertical axis. No. Wait. We are discussing circular motion. Somebody is asking friction should be opposite to velocity. We are discussing circular motion. I'll give better idea coming problems. Okay, this is about the here. This is a bead. I'll introduce next banking. You'll get an idea that one. Next problems, I'm going to do the banking one. Okay, now you see that it is all of you bead or the ring it is. Okay, now after getting this, so this having a mass M. Look at this, it is at a distance R. Come for this. So there's a blue color one is what rod. All of you read question, then immediately go for what are the things that are going to act here. So here you can take help of the G is also there. The diagram shows a rod which starts rotating with constant angular acceleration alpha about vertical axis passing through one of its end A. Fine. In horizontal plane, friction exists between the rod and the bead. This is rough. Mu, as the angular velocity of rod increases, the bead starts slipping over the rod, say after time t naught. Then he's telling, find normal force acting on bead at time t, frictional force acting on the bead at time t less than t naught. So when do it will start slipping? After some time t naught is telling. Okay, what are the forces that will be acting on the okay, there's a bead. I'm just some rough diagram putting. What are the forces acting? This will be mg. Then shall we take pseudo force? It'll be better. M omega square r. How the friction should act?
Towards left.
Towards left. Okay, fine. Okay, then go and do calculation. Just I'm giving some time so that you have to think on the problem. That's I'm just giving some idea. So analyze it properly. So the friction should act towards left. Okay, one of you just gave that idea. I'll continue with that. So the friction here, what should be the omega? Actually, it's a alpha, no? So let omega equal to alpha t. I'll start with this assumption. Okay, fine, ma. Yeah. Please immediately take that screenshots, no, because I scrolling up, scrolling down, little bit will be problematic for me. Huh? Do cooperate. Okay, all of you read the question. Let me minimize it. Okay, you have. Angular velocity of rod is increasing, no, because alpha is there. When alpha is there, omega should increase. You should not ask such small things, no. By this time, omega equal to alpha t. So there are two cases are there. The first case, so I'll write one more. The third one, the third case I'll write frictional force acting on bead at time t greater than t naught. And this is very important. The third case will really the friction force. I'll just put a simplified one. If the bead starts sliding at t equal to t naught, find t naught. Okay, this condition, if the bead starts sliding at t equal to t naught, find t naught is asking. Okay, let's assume that initially these are the things. What is the bead will not slip, no? Bead. What is t naught? The time at the angular velocity of rod increase, the bead starts sliding over the rod, say after time t naught. So find the value of t naught. So first case for t less than t naught, what are the conditions I'm asking?
Sir,
Ah,
normal force won't change with time, no, sir.
can change. What's wrong with that?
Why would it, sir?
Think on it. You have to analyze, no? Why we in the situation? So everywhere it should be same. Need not know. It all depends upon the conditions. Okay, let's come for this one. So initially, look at the, as bead is not sliding, no. So what is this friction? Static or kinetic? Bead will not slide. So therefore the friction acting should be, F should be static. So therefore what is F is equal to? F should be equal to F minus m omega square r should be equal to 0. And what is omega? Omega equal to, we know it is alpha t. So substitute that value. So omega equal to alpha t whole square into, so F equal to m alpha square r square t. Strictly what is the condition? T less than t naught. What about the normal contact? What is the normal contact? There are two normal contacts are acting. One is N1, the other one I'll show it here. Now if this is the bead, all of you make diagram, make observation of the diagram. Huh? Because of lack of this diagram only you are finding very difficult. There's a blue color is rod, no? Blue color is rod, and that red color is what? The bead. Are you able to understand at least now this diagram? Now what are the forces that will be acting on it? Now come for weight mg. This is a rod. And here the normal contact by the rod on the bead will be like this. On the rod I'm not showing it, and this is what that bead, and it is moving, no? It will have velocity, say tangential velocity. Then it also have tangential acceleration. So therefore who will make the bead to move in circular path? It should be the rod only. So the rod will exert a force, one more, that is N2. Because of this N2, it will having a tangential acceleration. Get in this? It's very simple. Huh? Just you hold anything and you try to rotate in circular path, you are going to push that object. Now the rod will push the bead to be in circular path. So it will exert a force, that one. So therefore here, and what is AT? AT should be equal to R alpha. Alpha is given for us. So therefore what is N2? N2 should be equal to MAT. So MR alpha. So what is the total normal contact that is acting? One normal contact is mg. So total normal contact acting between the bead and the rod is n1 square plus n2 square. Got the idea, no? This is what? Normal contact between the rod and the bead. Who will push the bead? The rod only. So the normal contact force by the rod on the bead will be like this. On the rod will be like this. On the rod it will be like this. Actually I should not show here, it should be here. N1 should be here. To make you understand, I'm just putting it that one. So actually this N1 should be here. I'm not showing that N1. On the rod by the by the rod on the bead will be N1, and N1 will also be there on the rod. Okay, this N2, the rod will push it, no, because it is moving in circular path. Then we will push the bead. There should be normal contact. The normal contact only will make it to have an acceleration AT. tangential acceleration. Okay, this is about the normal contact, and the friction acting is static. This is as long as t less than t naught. The first case, what we have discussed is t less than t naught. Now, at certain time, it starts slipping. If it starts slipping means, then what will be the friction? No, friction, you should not write mu n. Will I agree that one? Any reason for that? Because the static friction, as long will be independent of normal contact. The limiting friction depends on that particular thing. So the friction is static, no? So it doesn't depend on n. Okay, now the question itself is still at a certain time, it will start slipping, start sliding. So now I'll write it the problem. I'll go for the next part of the problem. At t equal to t naught. That's the same diagram. So now what we have to show, the frictional force acting will be come for this here. So this is the this axis about which it is rotating. Omega. Now what is the condition strictly? At t equal to t naught. We are discussing the third part of the problem. What is this? Shall I put limiting? Yes. Again the same diagram. Again the same diagram. What is the same diagram like? There will be a bead. And now that's say as usual, n1 the weight mg, the normal contact n2 tangential acceleration, it will have tangential velocity. Now what friction acting? Now it should be limiting friction. So what is n1 equal to? N1 equal to n1 minus mg equals 0. What is n2? N2 should be equal to m80, and this is mr alpha. Okay, now what is the total normal reaction? N1 square plus N2 square. So what is the friction now? Friction should be equal to FL should be equal to m omega square r. And what is omega further? Omega equal to alpha T naught. That T naught is what we have to find out. Okay, is it okay now? So these are things. So now the friction is limiting friction. It depends on normal contact here.
No, Bandar, sorry.
Shall I just write down the equations? So they should be equal to n is equal to, what is n1 square? You write mg whole square. What is n2? mr alpha whole square. Again, the normal contact is the resultant. It should be this much. And now what is FL? FL should be equal to mu n. Sir, why you are writing? Because the rod is about to slide, no? Or say the bead is about to slide. This equation. So now you write it. mg whole square mr alpha whole square. Now on the bead, we'll write the equation. So on the bead, what is the next equation will be? FL is equal to m omega square. Or if you are in a ground frame, the friction provides required centripetal force. In the rotating frame, the centrifugal force is balanced by the friction. Is it okay? Either one. And just took the rotating frame. So what is FL? Equal to mu n m. What is omega? omega should be equal to alpha t or alpha t naught. So mu, so what is the value of this? Mg whole square m alpha square t naught square r. Solving for this, we'll get the required, m will get eliminated. Mu g square r square alpha square by, so what all in the denominator should be? Alpha square and r. Again, all under root. If you want, you can take alpha outside. So this will be your answer. Okay, got this one. So the friction there, the role of friction is something very important. As there is a limiting, depends on normal reaction. Earlier it was a static, so independent of normal reaction. I'm bringing total situation in front of you. Same problem. Next problem also, I'll bring the similar idea. It'll be much easier for you. These are not highly conceptual. A student will never imagine this particular thing. So you can take pen, okay, put some ring on it, try to rotate the pen in circular path. Then who will move that ring? The rod only. Make observation. So a very generalized idea is needed. After that, you can assume the equations clearly. Okay, I'll proceed to the next one. I'll come to this. So now I'll introduce to the banking, because now by this time everyone is asking friction should act opposite to velocity. Okay, fine. You have some idea. Okay, nothing wrong. So let me start with a problem. There's a road. Okay, there's a circular track. The radius of this, let it be r. So here there's a vehicle, car. It is moving with a constant speed v. Let's assume that time being. And this track, it is going to move in a circular track. It will be like this. What is the radius of the path? This one. So this is the road. This everything is a road. I am introducing to the concept of banking. Now let's come for this is R, and this will be rough. No, it will have quotient of friction mu. So is it moving in circular path? A car of mass m is moving in circular path on a rough track as shown. Find maximum speed for no slipping. So you can also do one thing. You can try to run in circular path. Try to let this be smooth. Can you really run on this? Or car, can it move in a circular path if there's smooth road? No, not possible. So it must be rough here. Now question comes, as it is moving in circular path, who will provide required centripetal force? The friction only. The friction provides required centripetal force. Getting the idea, no? So friction should act opposite to velocity. No, here the friction will provide here the required centripetal force. And how the normal reaction will be out of the plane. And our mg will be into the plane. So there's a road, no? So here if you take the diagram, it will be like this. This will be m, normal contact. This will be mg. This will be velocity. And this will be the friction. And it's going to move in a resultant path like this. Go the idea. So what is now? We will provide required centripetal force, the friction. So F equal to mv square r. Now there is a, I'll keep on increase the speed. There's some, the friction will also increase, the static friction. What is the upper limit? Maximum permitted is this one, m v max square by r. So this is equal to mu s n mu s mg equal to. So what is v max equal to? What is the permitted speed? Mu s g into r. If the speed of the car less than this, friction will be static. If the speed of car more than this, friction will be kinetic. That one, and it will not be sufficient, and it may lose the circular path. That's why whenever you go for any guard section, no turnings are there, no there they'll put speed limit at the turnings. Why they put speed limit? There's a reason. Because there's a maximum possible mu between the tire of the car and the road is there, and the radius of curvature you can't change this. Mu you can't change, so g is a fixed here. So there's upper limit. If the value of if the speed of car more than vmax, sir, what will happen? It cannot complete the circular path. It cannot complete the circular path means what actually happens there? It cannot complete circular path means if this is the thing and the car is here, if its speed is like this, then if this greater than Vmax, it cannot be, though friction is acting, though limiting friction acts, it will not be sufficient. It is going to leave the path. It is going to be like this. Sir, what will happen? Somewhere if the lake is there, you are going to fall into that lake. If there's some valley is there, you are going to fall into that valley. So whenever if you see the signboard where they say speed limit 20 km per hour, you are a science student, you are going to become engineer, you should follow the rules. It's a scientific thing. All the signboards are based on the scientific thing. Got the idea, no? At least try to, now you getting the exposure to scientific world. All they are based on science. They're not based on some fun. I don't know, nowadays people like even science students also behave like a non-science. There's a problem. So if V greater than Vmax, it will use circular path. Car use circular path. Why accidents happen in the city, you know? Where do maximum accidents happen? At the turnings only. Any reason for that? Where the speed is more than the upper limit. But in the cities, they don't put any signboard. Not possible, no? Because in the cities, as you move just some 500 meter, you get one turn, one like a chaurasta, you'll get it. Some junctions will come. So therefore, at the junctions, what happen? You should move with a minimum speed. So the turning will become easier. So you look at the data, no? The maximum accidents occur in the city at the junctions, at the turnings. Even in the gullies also what happen? Once if you give bike, no, you'll be moving with 80, 70 km per hour. If turning is there, tell me L shape. If you move with a high speed, possible for you? If you move with high speed, maximum watch 20 km per hour only, you can make a turn. If you move with 60 km per hour, so instead of making turn, you'll go and collide with this wall. These are the things that happens here. You have to be very careful about the when you are riding the vehicle. Okay, got this one. So this is about so how to overcome this one. So I'll go for one alternative method. What is that? I will increase the theta. Next, I'll bring some alternative method. What is alternative method means? I'll just increase the theta. All of you make observation. I'll introduce pages here. Okay, now next I'll come for, I'll introduce the banking concept. So what is another way of overcoming this? Is the banking idea. So here the road, what happened, will be banked. There's a road, there's a inner edge of the road, there's outer edge. So if you look at the track again, this is point P1, point P2. Point P2 will be elevated. Point P2 will be elevated by a height h. I think I'm explaining with certain thing that one. So this is P1, this is P2, this is what that road, and getting the idea, no? So this theta is called as angle of banking. There's a plane diagram. If you see from the top view, so actually if you view from side, no, it will appear like this. And the vehicle is moving now with a speed v, and let this be the r be the radius. Okay, no. What are the forces that will be acting? mg, normal contact, and this is smooth. I'll put it. Let me put a condition smooth. Who will provide required centripetal force?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, won't mg resolve into components?
You resolve it. What is there in that one? They just only theoretical proposal. So here I'll resolve n, and this will be n cos theta, n sin theta. So we will provide required centripetal force now, n sin theta. So n cos theta minus mg equals 0. N sin theta will provide required centripetal force. That R is what? This particular thing here. This is the radius. Okay, fine. So mv square r, that one. So let me divide these two equations. So what do I get? Tan theta equal to v square by gr. So gr tan theta. No, thus like r is a fixed here. I can't change r. G is a fixed here. So by elevating the outer edge of the road by height h, as I increase h, theta will increase. Then I can increase the maximum speed. This theta is called as angle of banking. Triangle is which view of the road? Somewhere you have to be on the somewhere is the thing, no? There's imaginary, there's a top view. You should imagine this one. I can't draw 3D diagrams. Huh? You can't depend on teachers so much. Okay, this is about the speed. So what is the maximum permitted speed? Depends on theta, no? So definitely, can I make theta 60 degree? Can I rise the outer edge of the road little bit more? No, not possible, no? So therefore, theta will be say somewhere around 10 degrees or that one. If I rise it more, what happens? Mg sin theta will try to slide the block. There's a theoretical one, huh? Just it's a theoretical. Practically, there will be friction also will be there. Practically, there will be also a friction. Getting now this one. So this is about the when it is smooth. So now by chance, if the car has come to rest on the this car has come to rest on the road. Tell me, because of mg sin theta, what will happen to the car? It will start sliding. No, this is totally very dangerous thing. If the car has come to rest on the road, it should not slide like this. No. So therefore, to overcome this, what I should do? I should go for a rough road. Okay, if I make the road rough, what conditions will arise? That will check it. All of you got the idea? This is the thing. So just you do one thing, take one toy, better purchase one toy today, 20 rupees, 30 rupees will be there. Some toy you purchase that's similar to that car one. And there's a track. Track is what, like you can take some cardboard or any notebook, just make it inclined. Just make it inclined and try to move the car on it. If there's smooth, what happen? If you just don't move it, it will slide. Please do spend time like this rather than doing numericals. Now, if the rough inclined plane, what conditions will come? So this is the car. This is rough. This is theta. Now, what is this again? The point. This is P1. This is P2. This is a track. These are the wheels. This is the vehicle. This is the radius R. Okay, fine. So these are the assumptions, and this is a circular path it's going to move. So let R be the radius of this. Now I think the books very badly they miss a diagram. You find little bit difficult. No problem. That is. It is moving the circular path of radius R, and the road is rough now. Okay, so this is that vehicle. Tell me, like now, can you get expression for minimum and maximum speeds? First, we'll go for the forces here. This is the other part. This is second part. So the normal contact and weight mg. Let me do in the rotating frame. Where is that pointer? Pointer will be somewhere here. This will be at a distance r. This will be at a distance r from the pointer. Okay, got this? So now, what are the friction force? How it should act? So when the car is moving with a minimum speed, first I'm discussing the problem for the minimum speed. Then how the friction will act in this direction. Then what about the pseudo force? How pseudo force should act? Or the centrifugal force? M V minimum square R. Okay, we have to equate the forces along the incline. Anything you can do it. So since you are very familiar with along the incline, perpendicular, you can equate forces along the incline, parallel to incline, or along X, along Y. Either of one, you can manage things. Nothing problem. Okay, got this. So since we are discussing circular motion now, so let me discuss with respect to that. No, along y-axis. Along y-axis, what are the forces that will keep the body in the equilibrium? First, what is N is equal to component of the centrifugal force along the incline, perpendicular to incline. I should do it, no? So let's start like this. So along, first normal contact will be N minus mg cos theta minus mv minimum square r sine theta. Can you remember this? We have done so many problems now, just resolving mv minimum square. This is along perpendicular to incline. So that will be easy for you. Fine. So I got the value of n. So then what is the friction? Equal to mu n. So substitute this. This should be equal to mg cos theta So this is the value of FL. And then let's equate the motion. So let's go for this one. So what is the equation now? We will provide required centripetal force. N sine theta minus n sine theta minus FL cos theta should be equal to mv minimum square r. Or if you are doing in the rotating frame, what you should write? And we will balance we will balance n sine theta, component of friction, and the centrifugal force. I think, sir, which frame you are doing? If you are standing somewhere here, don't show this mv minimum square. Able to get this? If you are standing at the rotating frame, sir, where is the rotating frame? There is no platform. Yes, here as the car moves in circular path, you are at the center of the curvature of the circular path. There you are also going to see the car at all the time. Then what you can show this pseudo force or centrifugal force. Or you are somewhere here on the road or somewhere here. You should not show this pseudo force. What you should write? N sine theta minus FL cos theta equal to mv minimum square. mv minimum square. Are you getting the idea now? So let me just write the equation. Along y-axis. This is a required thing, this one. This is about the, like what we did in the laws of motion chapter. So now I'll go for along the, so okay, we got the value of n, no? So I'll go for this one, n sine theta minus FL cos theta minus mv minimum square r equal to 0. Who is writing in rotating frame? Or with respect to point, better. That'll be easy for you with respect to O. So what you should do now, substitute the value of n, substitute the value of FL, solve it, you'll get expression for mean minimum. There's a minimum speed with which car can move that one. If the speed is greater than this, it's going to slide down. Okay, fine. So let's substitute all the values here. So what is n is equal to?
So shouldn't it be plus, sir? Mg cos theta plus mv square minimum sin theta by r.
These things negative. Yeah. Fine. Okay, thank you. Yeah. This n is equal to mg cos theta. This is sin theta. So this should be FL is equal to again mu n. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me substitute mu there, then I'll simplify. N sin theta. This is mu n cos theta. N I'll take outside. N sin theta minus mu cos theta. What is n equal to? Mg cos theta minus this one. Oh, one more equation. Substituting this should be mg cos theta plus v minimum square r solving this, we'll get expression for the V minimum. Anybody? Either of things, or you can do one thing, n cos theta plus FL sin theta minus mg equals 0. Then along the x-axis. or along the incline perpendicular to incline, any of the method. Anybody solve this? This will be mg cos theta. So mu g should be there. Yeah, fine. Anybody value? Similar to in friction chapter, we got it, no? There's a tan theta plus mu 1 minus mu tan theta root of rg. Root of rg tan theta minus mu. The equation will come. Some of you are asking, sir, what actually you did. So if you are finding out this a little bit difficult all, you do one thing. Along y-axis, n cos theta fl sin theta minus mg equal to 0. Then write this equation. I did perpendicular to incline, and if you want to write parallel to incline, this is a method. Either of condition. You can use any of the method. Some of your writings are perpendicular to incline you made, then along x-axis. So I'll do one thing. We did this perpendicular to incline, no? Parallel to incline, you equate forces and write it. But you should not write this equation then. I took perpendicular to incline, parallel to incline, equate force. Parallel to incline, what you should write? Mg sin theta. This one. So I'll change this. Some of you are finding difficult, sir. Perpendicular to incline, again you are bringing circular motion. So we'll just make it a friction idea. Okay, now come for this. This is what perpendicular to incline. No? Parallel to incline, what are the forces you can write it? Mg sin theta, component of this, Mg sin theta minus Fl. This is parallel to incline. Solve it, you'll get the, what you should do? You should solve for V. And what is Fl? Fl equal to mu n. Substitute that, solve for, you'll get V minimum.
Sir, sir, it is root over gr cos theta
Yeah.
into sin theta minus mu cos theta.
I'll put like this, tan theta minus mu by, okay, fine. This much only. Check it once. M will get eliminated. Huh? Velocity should be root gr. This will get V minimum. Here I'm putting a condition, tan theta greater than mu. If the particular vehicle comes to rest on the inclined plane, no, it's going to slide. So this one. So therefore, what happen? I'm going to move with a minimum speed. What is that minimum speed for it to be in circular path? I'm putting this much. So maximum speed. Tell me at maximum speed what will happen? The friction will act down the incline. Check your answers. Let me write directly because I have to cover a few more. Many concepts are there. Because tomorrow I don't get class, no? Tomorrow morning you'll be writing exam. So when it is taking turn, so here the friction will be in this direction. What about the pseudo force? The pseudo force will be, or centrifugal force, V max square by R. And what is that R? R should be somewhere here. Now again equating the forces similar way. So and what is the track? The track is here like this. The same idea what we did earlier, the same thing. This is P1. Is going to move in a circular path. Let this be the radius R. Okay, fine. It's a rough. This is a point. Now try to equate here again. What is the forces that perpendicular to incline? FL will act parallel to incline, perpendicular to incline. Again, N plus N minus mg cos theta minus V max square by R equal to, because most of you are very familiar with the friction concept, no? So I'm just taking help of that idea here. Perpendicular to incline. No. Parallel to incline, mg sine theta, and FL is equal to mu n. Then parallel to incline, FL plus mg sine theta minus m V max square R cos theta equal to 0. Solving all these three equations, we'll get V max root over GR tan theta plus mu 1 minus mu tan theta. You see that the same set of equations what you came across there. If V greater than V max, the car will move away. I'll put all the conditions. Car moves away from O. It will move away from O. It will move radially outward. If V less than V max, car moves towards O. If the speed is less than V max and V minimum, then what happened to the car? It will successfully complete the circular path. And tell me why we are bringing rough. I think, can you bring one speed? Because when you're moving a car, there's no, you'll be continually varying, no? So therefore this range is very important. As long as the speed of the car between V minimum, V max, you are going to successfully complete the circular path. Theta is called as banking here. Rough banking, what we have discussed now, that was smooth banking. This is a rough banking. Total everything will be under root, ma. Total everything will be under root. Yeah.
Sir, isn't it V greater than V max, sir?
This is, yeah. This is a root total, no, it is. Yeah. Check once equations. Fine, this one. So solve it later on. It's a bit just mathematics. I'll introduce to one more. Where are the things gone? Yeah, this is again very good problem. The idea of friction you're going to get very clearly. A small block B is supported by a turntable. The friction quotient between block and the surface is mu. If turntable rotates at constant angular speed omega, what can maximum angular speed omega for which the block does not slip? Okay, fine. I think already we discussed this. So next, second part of the problem, I'll start it. If the angular speed is increased uniformly from rest with an angular acceleration alpha, at what speed will the block slip? Where is the block? This red color is what the block. This is the block. Oh. This is a turntable. Part A already we discussed. Can you remember? What is the maximum speed with which it should spin slipping occurs? I'll directly come for the part A discussed. I'll come for part B. Then, so here we'll take some small supportive diagrams. So here is the block. I'm going to place it. What is the turntable? Turntable is going to rotate omega and it is also alpha. So what is omega now? Can you write alpha t? And the block is kept on it. So how mg will act into the plane? Normal reaction will act out of the plane. Then it will have tangential velocity. It's going to move in a circular path. It's going to move in a circular path. So how the velocity vector of it will be directed? It will be in this direction. This is a tangential velocity. First get all these diagrams. It'll be easy for you. Okay, let's come for this one. Who will accelerate the block? How the friction will act? Okay, directly straight away I'm asking one question. How friction will act here? There's a really very good question. How the friction will act here? I'll directly put it. The friction will act in this direction. Then it is having tangential acceleration, a tangential, and it's also having a normal. Who will provide required centripetal force? The friction only. Who will accelerate? Again, the friction only. What is this? Like this is too much. The friction should act opposite to velocity. Finish over. Now look at this. Where the block is. Block is on the turntable, no? And it's telling you, look at the thing. At what speed will the block slip? Now what we are doing? We are discussing a situation where the block is not slipping. When it is about to slip, the friction acting will be limiting. Getting the idea? This is, so now shall I say it's like a block upon a block concept. The turntable is having acceleration and the block is kept. So block is kept on a plank and there's no slipping between the block and plank. The same thing here. The block is kept on turntable. The turntable, what happened is accelerating and there's no slipping. So therefore, what is the friction should be? Static only. Recollect, block upon a block idea. So therefore, the friction must act in this direction. A component of friction will provide centripetal force. The remaining component of friction will provide the tangential acceleration. So what should be equal to? V should be equal to R omega. And what is omega? Omega equal to alpha t. Like this, we'll introduce the idea. So let's get into the mathematical part. This one. So this is a friction. Will it depends on normal contact? No, it's a static friction. No? So let this be theta. In anything you can take it. Let me take this is theta. What is who will provide the required centripetal force? F sine theta. I'll write down the equation here. F sine theta equal to m. If you want, I'll write linear speed. It should be like this, no? That's all. The frictional power required, component of frictional power required centripetal force. Who will make it to accelerate? Component of friction only, MAT. This will be really difficult. So I'll do one thing. I'll give a rough diagram. At least this is the table. the turntable. Hardly I see any student who will draw diagrams like this. To be frank, I'm telling very frankly, hardly we see students who will analyze like this. Is more interested to write equation. Now this is the velocity. This is the velocity. How don't show friction like this. So what you should show? F sine theta only will, because this is moving with an acceleration. How much it is? A tangential, you write it. The turntable will have acceleration. How much at that particular point the turntable will have acceleration? How much? R alpha. R alpha. Then if this turntable is accelerating, then the block is not slipping on it. Then who should accelerate it? The friction only. A component of friction will act here. F constant. Because of this, it's having a velocity. And for no slipping, it should also have the same thing. Okay, fine. This is so the friction on the turntable you have to show. If you want to show don't show F cos theta, you have to show it. But actually, the friction will act here on the turntable like this. We are not bothered. If you want to show it, F cos theta. Don't show F here. This is what happening. No? What is A tangential? What is A tangential? So you can further write AT is equal to R alpha. So this F cos theta equal to MR alpha. Then what is V? V equal to R omega. Further, what is omega? Alpha t. Substitute that here. Substituting. I think I'll first let me simplify in this side, and then I'll come to the other one. Because you'll get confused with the equations. V equal to R omega. Then V equal to R alpha t. Because omega equal to alpha t. Let me substitute all this one. F sine theta equal to R alpha t whole square by R. So F sine theta is equal to M R alpha square t square. Keep it one equation. Okay, come for this is about the centripetal force. So what about the tangential acceleration? F equal to mat, component of friction will accelerate it. At equal to R alpha. Okay, what is the equation? That was the question asked here. No, the angular speed is increased uniformly from rest with an angular acceleration alpha. At what speed will the block slip? So first we should calculate the time, no, at which slipping occurs. This will be. So when slipping, I'll square and add these two equations, squaring and adding. Why squaring and adding? Because I want to eliminate the theta. So I'll scroll down, squaring and adding. So this should be F square sine square theta so this will become only F square. So this will be M square you take outside, R square alpha to the power of 4 t to the power of 4 R square alpha square. What is the maximum permitted value at which slipping occurs? No, what the maximum permitted value will be? Equal to mu mg. I think I should introduce one page here. Okay, now. Okay, fine. So I'll scroll down further down. So this should be equal to what is the maximum when slipping occurs? What is the value of the friction from static will become the limiting friction here. So therefore, at slipping, when slipping occurs, F should be F limiting. So I'll calculate that time T naught. So here, what is FL? FL should be equal to mu N mu mg. Substitute that value. So mu mg whole square m square. Here I think r square alpha square you can bring outside. So this should be alpha square t to power of 4 plus 1. So one m also get cancelled. So like this we can solve for the time. So what is asking? The angular speed is increased. At what speed will the block slip? Okay, I'll do one thing. First we'll calculate time, then we can get the omega, no? So here this will be mu square g square r square alpha square so what is the expression for t, no, will be this is t equal to the power of 4 it is. This is the time. So how to get that omega? Omega is what? Alpha by t. Then we'll get that omega. This value of t I'm going to substitute here. So you should not get confused here whenever that alpha to the power of 4 comes, as it happens here. You see most of the numericals it happen. So if you send alpha inside to the, I think it become to the power of 4, no? So mu square, g square, r square, alpha square. So this is the expression for angular speed, the speed at which the block starts slipping. Okay, I think all this idea is very important here to go back to the basics what you learned. Okay, fine. Just see once we have started with this discussion, the direction of friction is very important. Yeah. Completed? So I think you have to be careful when platform is accelerating, when platform is rotating with constant speed, when platform is accelerating. When accelerating, things are totally different here. Now, same thing shall we do for the vehicle also? There's this thing, I'll introduce the vehicle. Now, on horizontal track only, the vehicle move with a constant tangential acceleration. Then what is the maximum speed at which it starts slipping? The same idea I'm going to implement for vehicle. So this is a road. It is moving in a circular path. This is a road. And here the vehicle is moving in a circular path with a constant tangential acceleration 80. What is the maximum speed at which it will start slipping? Rough road. I'll give value of 80. Horizontal, that one. It is like a car is moving with a constant tangential acceleration 80 on a rough road. Find the maximum permitted speed, or find the maximum speed for no slipping. Okay, now how you can, the same concept I just asking in different way. How the friction should act again? Should act in this direction, no? So let this be theta. Let it have velocity v. So O will provide required centripetal force, component of friction. Component of friction here, F sine theta is equal to m v square r. This v is what is asking. Then O will provide that required tangential acceleration, F cos theta. Further, what is v? You can write it as v equal to 80 into t. Is it okay? There I brought omega equal to alpha t, no? Here, as acceleration is constant, I can apply that one. V equal to 80 t. Then, what about the limiting friction? It should be equal to mu n. Who will provide this? I'll go for it. Mr 80 into t whole square. Then F cos theta should be equal to mat. So from squaring and adding these two, F square is equal to m squaring and adding, no? This will be m, so I'll write it mt 80 to the power of 4 m r 80 t whole square this one, plus mat whole square. Do like this. So what is the maximum at one particular value? F will become mu mg. M square will come outside. This will be 80 to the power of 4 t to the power of 4 r square plus 80 square. So m square will get cancelled. So we'll get expression for that t. That t, what happen, you substitute, you'll get the maximum speed. Almost the same method what earlier we did. So this mu square g square 80 to the power of 4 t to the power of 4 r square plus 80 square. Solve for t. So this square mu square g square 80 square mu square g square r square 80 to the power of 4 minus 1 by this value you're going to substitute here. Then you'll get the thing, that one. There's the maximum permitted speed. If the speed of the car is more than this, it's going to slip. Okay, all of you know. So now there are two things are there. Car moves with a constant speed. How the friction will act? Very simple. I just wanted to, if the car moves with a constant speed, the friction will act towards center. If the car is having constant tangential like this, the component of friction must act here. Substitute value of T here. No, you have to substitute the value of T here. Then we'll get the required answer. I'll write that also. AT if you send inside to the power of 4. No, this is. Again, similarly, this should be equal to check once. So this should be our expression, that one. The expression for speed will be 1/4. So don't get confused here, sir. 1/4 is possible here. If the speed of car 1 becomes greater than this, then slipping occurs. The friction will not be sufficient. Fine, all of you. Just different cases I brought it. Okay, now let's come for this one. Same problem related to, I think below is there. Come for this. A small block slides on a frictionless table. It is considered to move inside a cylinder of radius 1 meter. I'll give the diagram. There's a block. Here is what? The block. It is given velocity v0 and this is the radius r. This is smooth. This surface is smooth. This inner wall will be rough. It's not bigger. I think you, what is it, sir? How the diagram? So you can take it something like this bowl. Here you are going to keep a block, and if you give velocity, it will start moving inside the this particular thing, and there'll be this particular wall will be rough. I'm making thick this one. This wall will be rough. This is smooth. Able to analyze the diagram? You take some block or some vegetable, cucumber, something, keep it in a plate. The plate will have side walls, and along the circumference, you just kick that one or just give velocity. Sir, how to give velocity? Strike it, then it will start moving. No, start moving along the circumference, and the side wall, the vertical wall will be rough. It will offer some friction. Okay, let's come for that. What are the forces that will be acting? Normal contact N. Because the wall will be the block will be in contact with the rough vertical wall. No, this is. Then after this, is that okay, all of you? So there's a bowl or there's like a plate or cylinder, anything you can take it. There's a cylinder. The vertical walls of cylinder is rough, and the base is smooth. How the n will there are two ends are there. One will be normal contact will be there. There'll be two ends. One will be by the base. The other is what? N2 I'm writing. This N2 will be in this direction. And it will be directed towards center. Got this idea, no? Okay, let's come for this. How the friction should act here. I'm going to show that friction will be here like this. By whom? By the rough wall, not by the smooth base. Now what I should write? F mu n1 plus n2 also root of that one. What is the resultant normal contact? Root of n1 square plus n2 square. So what this friction I should take here? No. What is the resultant normal contact? I'm just confusing you. The resultant normal contact is n1 square plus n2 square. What is n1? One is mg. What is the other thing? mv square by r. Okay, fine. So this much is the conditions, no? The N2 will provide required centripetal force. Tell me what shall I write? F shall I write mu n? F should be only mu n2, nowhere related to n1, because the friction is there between what? Between the vertical wall and the block, no? If the base is also smooth, then friction open due to mu n also will come. This is smooth, so therefore you should write still F equal to mu n n2 only. So because of this, it will undergo retardation, tangential retardation. So what is N2? Mu m v square by r. Look at the friction, I brought it where it is proportional to speed in this case. So then what is the tangential retardation? Minus f by m. So here this should be mu m v square by r. So mu v square by r. So what is the question asked? Find the velocity of the block at t equal to 1 second. Initially some velocity is given after some time. Now look at this acceleration as a function of speed. So any method, go back to kinematics. This A tangential, you can also write it as dv by dt. So further integration dv by v square equal to minus mu by r dt. This should be initial velocity v naught at any instant of time. First we'll calculate. So this should become equal to v minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1. Minus mu t r. So this should be minus 1 by v. Solving this should be 1 by v naught plus mu t by r equal to 1 by v. So v equal to v naught r plus okay, look at this is the expression for speed. I think there's nothing to do with circular motion, no? Some resultant of forces will provide central force. It's all about again the basics, what we learned in laws of motion. You should be very clear about the diagram, sir. You look at the question. This is enough. Student must have a small box lights on a frictionless table. It is constrained to move inside a cylinder along the quotient of friction between the block and the ring is telling this is the ring or cylinder. You must have enough basic observation. Even in final exams also, things will be like this one. You can't complain. So immediately it should flash for you. Oh, I'm doing something situation of like this. So give maximum priority for understanding what actually it is. The rest all mathematics are once you get there. And regarding the friction, look at the friction now. As a previous problem you wrote, F equal to mu n1 plus m2 something you did, but here you are not doing. F should be equal to mu n, but you are writing only mu n2. There is a friction between what? Between only the vertical wall and the block is there, no? Side wall. If there were friction here, then you would have brought another friction. Okay, got this? So these are the types of numerical. Circular motion, actually for namesake circular motion, again we went for all the application part only, no? Evening I'll take class. Very badly we need a lot of concepts still to be discussed. Again tomorrow also I have to discuss few concepts Saturday. After paper discussion, we have to discuss few more concepts because it's a very fundamental chapter. Because a lot of diagrams, equations are there, no? It will take some time also. Evening 6 o'clock I'll take class. Okay, fine, all of you. Evening I'll intimate. Huh?
Okay, sir.
At 6 p.m. sharp will start. Or 6:10. Maybe Venkana sir will be taking, no? Either way. This will, I'll inform the timing. Huh?
Sir, could you once scroll down, sir?
Okay, ma. Yeah. Completed? Okay, I'll wind up. Yeah. Okay, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Bye.